As always on a video like this, it's not a flex. Well, it's a little bit of a flex with my sick van, right? No? Okay. We only have 4 matches here. I have the propane going, so let's try 2. Hopefully the wind doesn't act up. Come on. Frick, it's hot. Frick! Come on, catch. That's 2. Okay. Oh, is it going? No, it's going. It's going. Let's go. Let's go. Oh my God, what eggs, dude? We don't have any food out here except eggs and fruit. Okay, so this video is about net worth. I bought a van and I live on an island now. This is my life. Yeah, we're just staying in this in Maui for a week, which is pretty sick. I can cut to some footage of what we've been doing. Some of the best film photos I've ever taken in my life on this trip, and it's not over yet. We're gonna go hang out with Sam Newton in a few days. It's gonna be great. And I'm gonna do a video about all the photos that we've taken, how I basically got this trip all expenses paid. More on that later. Today we're talking about my net worth. I made a video back in December of 2020 about my net worth. Back then, if you weren't including debt, I was around $266,000. But I wanna just break down all the different assets that I have now, a year and a half later, and kind of go through why those are much bigger now and what I'm looking to do in the future. But one quick thing before I jump into all the different assets, the diversity of income as a creative person, having different streams of income, having different assets outside of just camera equipment or cash can be incredibly powerful and allow you to be able to do super big and exciting things, cool projects, passion projects that you wanted to do for years. So I just wanted to start off by saying that. That's why I teach about this stuff. That's why I want to engage in these kinds of conversations, because I think it's incredibly important to let creative people and creative entrepreneurs know that if you start to diversify these incomes, if you start to diversify your assets, then you can have the power to do the creative things you've always wanted to without having to get sponsors or any other funding in different ways. All these are pretty rough estimates because a lot of the savings accounts and investment accounts are changing every day. So just trying to give kind of a rough estimate of each thing. I have about $120,000 in cash right now between my personal and savings accounts and business accounts, and a lot of that is from last year with YouTube and educational endeavors, and just having that cash ready to go to invest in other things, which I'm going to get to at the end of this video. So that's where the cash is right now. I do have a lot of inventory with gear. I have a couple 5D4s still, a 1DX Mark II and a C200, which I'm shooting on, all sorts of lenses, computers, audio gear, and a rough estimate, I think a really safe conservative estimate of all that stuff, which is like way undershooting it, about $25,000. And I'm probably not gonna sell any of that stuff, but those kinds of assets still count towards your net worth. So I wanna just be honest in sharing that. If I liquidated absolutely everything, I have that at least. And as well as the next part, which are 2 vehicles, which have actually appreciated in value in the past few years because the used car market's ridiculous right now. I bought a 2019 RAV4 in 2021, and it is now worth even more than what I bought it for. It's now worth $27,500, and our dad van is worth 16 grand now, which is about what we bought it for in 2018, I think. All right, on to the next topic. Let's go to a cool place. Yeah, Steven? Yeah. Let's see. This is so painful. I hate doing stuff like this in public. I'm talking about my net worth. I don't want to, it's too awkward.
It's not ideal for a
It really isn't ideal. Next up in assets is real estate. My wife and I bought our first home. It was a condo in 2018 for $260,000. And since it has exploded in value, as many places have all over the US in the past 4 years. So now, after paying down the mortgage fairly aggressively for the past 4 years, we have about $170,000 in equity in the condo based on conservative estimates of its evaluation at this point. And that just gives us a ton of confidence to invest in other things like my business or going on trips like this and making more content and YouTube and doing other things with the money that we have, because we know we have that in equity in the condo. And we could actually do a cash out refinance of that and pull money to invest in other things and basically just lump it back into the mortgage. In 2020, when rates dropped significantly, we actually refinanced to a 15-year mortgage at 2.625%. And that has just been a game changer because now we only have like 13 more years to pay it off, and it'll probably be paid off way sooner than that. But I think real estate is an incredible way to hedge your bets on equity in something and having an asset that will appreciate over time, because housing is always going to be a thing that people need, and it's a way to protect your money and have it grow over time. I'm gonna get out of here because it's really uncomfortable to talk about this in front of other people.
I was like, where are you going?
What's up, bro?
What's up?
I didn't even think about like seeing people here. I'm like, holy crap, I'm in
He
Hawaii.
posted on Insta that he was coming to Hawaii, and I was like, he's not gonna be in the same pot as us.
Oh, this is our wedding photographer.
Oh, hey. So the next part is my house purchase. Oh, hello. So the next part is about my house equity, our second piece of real estate. We bought a house in 2021 because a 1,000 square foot 2-bedroom condo was not enough for 2 adults and 4 children. So we got a big backyard and a basement, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms for $466,000. We weren't even the highest bid. We just sent them like a really fancy letter, highly recommend. Fancy letter with a picture of your family. Told them that we wanted to raise our kids in this place and won them over with their emotions. There was actually someone who bid it at like $480 and we still got it. So with that and an appreciation of the market still, we have aggressively been paying off the mortgage. Monthly payments on the mortgage with additional $500 principal payments. And with the appreciation of the home, we now have about $60,000 of equity in the property. We only put 5% down because I wanted to have enough cash on hand to invest in my course, the classroom, to be able to pay these guys to make that. And since it was really successful, I was really happy that I had that cash on hand, only put 5% down in the home, which you can do. A lot of people say you shouldn't do that because you need 20% down. That's not true. You just have to pay private mortgage insurance, which is not that much money per month. I think ours is like $60 a month. Now we have about 12 to 15% equity in our home with the appreciation of the property. And now we have a second piece of real estate and even more confidence to invest in other things like my business or other real estate, Airbnbs, which is in the future for sure. A lot of people think it's not a good idea to invest in real estate now because everything is overpriced. And that might be true, but if you have a mentality that is long-term, like you're gonna hold on to it for a long time, then it's not that big of a deal, because if it depreciates in value like a crash in 2008, if you have a long-term mentality, whether you stay in it or you rent it out to other people, it will eventually resurface. That leads me to my third piece of real estate, which is this bamboo forest in Maui. It's nice, isn't it? Just kidding, it's Jeffrey Bezos's. Come on, Pan. Come on. Come on, pal. Oh, it's right there! Oh my God, it's right there! No way! Let's go! Something I forgot to mention earlier is that we are renting out the condo. We still own it, and our renters are subsidizing the mortgage entirely. We're not really making much on top of their rent payment every month, but they're basically paying for our mortgage on that place. So if we just had renters in there like them indefinitely, then we would pay off the condo entirely over the course of the 13 years that we have left on the mortgage. And once that is completely paid off, then we would just be collecting that rent every single month, and that would just be profit on top of all the equity of whatever the condo is worth. But the last thing I want to talk about are traditional investments, stocks, and even crypto now. Let's go to a cool spot to do that. Yeah? Yeah. I have 2 different trading accounts. One is really small, a little TD Ameritrade account that has like $1,000 in it, but I have a Robinhood account. Both of them combined are $41,200 at the time of recording this. And I've made a lot of like stupid plays like hype stocks, but not much, just like a couple $100 here and there. I'm much more invested in companies like Apple, Tesla, Google, and then I have a good bit in the Vanguard Total Market ETF. Recently, I've been investing every single market day $10 into Apple, Tesla, and Google, and $20 every market day into Vanguard's Total Market ETF. For crypto, I've played my hand in Bitcoin, a little bit of Ethereum, some Dogecoin, and a little Bitcoin Cash. And I currently have $8,400 at the time of recording in crypto. My wife and I both have a Roth IRA, which is tax-free money for your retirement in the US. So you are not allowed to take any money out of that until you are the age of, I believe, 65 and a half. I'm not entirely sure what age that is. What's great is whenever you do take that out at that old age, you do not have to pay any taxes on it. Currently, between both of our Roth IRAs, we have, at the time of recording, $58,400 in those. And then I also contribute to a SEP IRA, which is a taxable IRA, retirement account, that I use for business write-offs. So if I don't want to pay as much in tax for a certain year, I can contribute to that SEP IRA, and we can deduct that money off of my taxable income for that year, knowing that it's going to be taxed later on. That's pretty much it for all of my traditional investing, so let's round it all up. Beautiful thing is that we don't have any other debt outside of our mortgage for our condo and our home, so our total net worth, without counting those mortgages, is $523,000 if I did that math right. And it's kind of blowing my mind because it's almost double what it was just a year and a half ago in December of 2020. I am continuing to diversify my income every month, every year. So this year I'm rolling out presets and LUTs. I know I've been kind of teasing them for a long time, but they're finally happening in the coming months, I promise. So that's really exciting that those will be coming out and helping a lot of photographers and filmmakers just with their workflow and style. Next up in the creative career is going to be investing in some Airbnbs and or a brick and mortar shop, maybe with my friends. I don't know, we'll see. If you know me and you've been following my financial journey, my net worth videos and how much I make every year, you know that I like passive income, and you know that I like getting equity in different things and kind of spreading it all out. So that's what I'm going to continue to do. And the beautiful thing in all this is, I'll reiterate this, like I said at the beginning of the video, I never make these videos to show off. I just want to kind of peel back the curtain on my life and my financial life to let people know it was like what's going on and just being honest about what is happening. And the really beautiful thing right now is that for years I've been pushing forward and constantly working on my filmmaking and photography and my wedding business and YouTube. And so much so that, I've worked, 60-hour weeks, 60 to 80-hour weeks, and stayed up till 5 a.m. editing videos. And if you follow closely on my channel, you'll notice that I don't post nearly as frequently as I once did, just kind of being more intentional about the videos that I do make, but taking my foot off the gas a little bit. And that is really intentional because I do feel like I'm kind of at a point in my life where I don't need the acceleration of my business to be exponential anymore. I have the ability and the luxury now to step off the gas a little bit, spend more time with my family, which was always the goal. I'm spending a lot of money out of my own pocket right now working on the documentary with Joe that I announced with his marathon attempt. And there's other creative endeavors that I can kind of jump into and invest in on my own because I have the flexibility to do so now. So I just wanted to mention all that and let you know that that's why I'm sharing this stuff. And I hope there's some of you listening that want to pursue some of these same things and find some encouragement that it's possible, or just looking at my channel and seeing the things that I do and emulating some of those things, or taking bits and pieces and applying it to your own creative entrepreneurial endeavors. So I hope you enjoyed the most updated net worth video and you didn't find it egotistical or self-centered or narcissistic, but you actually got some encouragement or something that you could take away from it. Thanks for listening and watching. See you later. Bye.